Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're going to look at the 1986 1-pound coin from the United Kingdom and prepare to be wowed. This was one that I almost thought about just showing the pictures and showing the video of it and not saying anything, and you'll see why in a second. Oh my goodness. This is it right here. And let's get it right in the center of the... Oh, there you go. So that is the 1986 1-pound coin from the United Kingdom. And this year that they made this, there weren't a lot of them made. And so in 1986, they only made 10,700,000. They were all proofs or brilliant uncirculated. And this happens to be the brilliant uncirculated coin here. Now, there is something special about the 1986, and we'll talk about that as we go along, because there are some 1986s that are selling for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and there's a reason for that. There's also, however, a reason why they don't make the 1-pound coin anymore, and that is because there's a lot of counterfeit 1986s and a lot of counterfeit 1-pound coins in general. Now, how big is the 1-pound coin? Well, here's a 5-pence coin. And you can see that it is quite a bit bigger than the 1-pound coin. So this is the old metal 1-pound coin. Now, what happened was, because so many people were counterfeiting it, and because it wore out, and when I say wore out, I mean this is what it looks like as it wears out. This is the 1985 version, and geez, it just gets to be a mess. So it gets scratched. I mean, you can read it, and you knew it was a 1-pound coin, but it just didn't present well. And so these ones that we have here didn't wear out, but there was something about them that was weird, and that is because they only put them out in brilliant uncirculated and proof versions. In the brilliant uncirculated version will come in something that looks like this. It's just a kind of a... Let me go back. There we go. United Kingdom brilliant uncirculated version has a Tower of London on the front. If you open it up, it has all the coins inside in a plastic. So it looks something like this. Now, the proof version, and if I can get it out of the thing, will come in something that looks like this. And when you open it up, the proof coins will be inside. This is a 1993, but it'll be something along these lines. This one's upside down, of course. But so the 1986 proof version will come in a red folder like this generally. The 1986 brilliant uncirculated will come in something like this, and you won't find any in general circulation because they did not make any for general circulation. So that's why we do sometimes just take them right out of the wrapper, and when you look at these you'll see why, how we can tell it just came out of the wrapper. So let's tip it up a little bit. Now that is, when they talk about brilliant uncirculated, that's what they're talking about. So this coin right here has the Raphael David Makhlouf portrait on the front, which is the third portrait. And if we look way down in here, let's see if we can see it. There's a little RDM right in there. Let's magnify it way up and give this other one a push if we can. And get right to the RDM. So there it is right there, the RDM Raphael David Makhlouf, and you can see the M pretty good here. You can also see that it has a beaded inner rim that almost touches the outer rim. You also see this rim has a little bit of a separation here, like it wasn't struck that well. You sometimes see this in some of the brilliant uncirculated coins. Sometimes they're not struck as well as the regular coins. This Raphael David Makhlouf portrait, the third portrait, of course, Queen Elizabeth II is on the front, and it says Elizabeth II here, DG or Dia Gratia, by the grace of God, R, Reg or Regina or Queen, FD, Defender of the Faith, in 1986. Now, this particular portrait has Queen Elizabeth wearing the George IV state diadem. That's what they call this crown up here. If we look at this one really closely, we'll see some symbology on this one too. And so we see we have some thistle and we have the cross. And then if we tip it way up, we'll see this thing right here. And this is where you know whether these coins are valuable or not. They have some that don't have what they call this an incused legend. Essentially, it's lettering that goes into this milled rim. And can you tell how it goes in there? It's actually pressed in like really hard. And so this is down set deep in. So Dacus et Tutamen. And then we can see as we go along, you can see my fingers, we can see the kind of cross there, and then you're back to the Dacus or Decus S et Tutamen. And the Decus et Tutamen, I didn't want to show you the back yet because it's so beautiful, but means an ornament and a safeguard. So that's what it says around the outside, an ornament and a safeguard. And then we get to the back and look at this. So we're all familiar with some of the imagery on the British coins that has Northern Ireland, often represented by the Irish shamrock. And we can see that on this 6p coin. For one of the older 6p coins, we see the Irish shamrock here. Of course, the Scottish thistle, the Tudor rose or English rose, and the Welsh leek. This is what you see on a lot of United Kingdom coins, but this is perhaps a much better representation of Northern Ireland, and this is flax, which is a plant which is used mainly for its ability to make clothing materials, but people actually eat flaxseed now, and it's very, very healthy. So when they talk about these this whole series of coins, which started out in 1983, I believe, it's called the Royal Diadem series, and that means that there's a crown or royal diadem in the center of each, and then there are plants or other ornamentation around most of them, and we'll talk about that in a second. So this is actually the flax plant coming up. You can see the roots down here. It says £1 at the bottom. When I said this was demonetized because it was counterfeited and stuff, in October 15th, 2017, so about 3.5 years ago, they said you can't use these anymore. They gave people plenty of prior notice, and of course they went to the bimetallic £1 current £1 coins. So that's this one here. And this one here, you'll see, looks pretty much the same. Let's move these over and put them next to each other. Looks pretty much the same. And it still has the Decus et Tutamen, but this is not a 1986. This is the next year they came out with it in 1991. So they put this coin out in this form twice. Now the difference between the 86 and the 91, if you're collecting the Northern Ireland flax coins, is that the 86 was only brilliant uncirculated, and the 91 they actually did 38.5 million of these coins, and you could actually get one of these ones without buying the brilliant uncirculated or the proof set version. Again, just a beautiful coin, and you can see not much difference, except that when we go to the date, you see the 86 here and the 91 here. Now, what do the coins look when they get used? Well, as I said, they kind of look like this. And then this is the 83. So let's look at this one. This is the Royal Arms one. So this is essentially the England coin. The Royal Arms coin came out in 1983, 444 million of these were made, and they are all over the place. They're not rare, they're not valuable, and they also have the Dacus et Tutamen on them, and the Queen on the front. So that's one of the other backs. We have the Flax Northern Ireland back. We have the Royal Arms back. We have, oh, here's another one. This is beautiful. Now, some people get these confused. It's not really that confusing when you get right down to look at them next to each other. So here's the flax on the right, and this is the thistle plant, and this, of course, is a symbol of Scotland. And this one, again, only came out, this particular one only came out as a brilliant uncirculated proof coin, and this is the 1984 coin. Just a beautiful. So there's the thistle, there's the flax. I'll show you one more. Look at this one. This is a oak tree. So when we look at this one, and so this, if this is the original version, it would be in 1987. It is. So this is the oak tree. Again, the Royal Diadem series. And finally, we need whales, don't we need whales? There is the Welsh leek, again, Royal Diadem series. So this has to be, if it's a leek and it's the first series, it has to be in 85, we're hoping. Yeah, so this is a 1985. So if we bring these down a little bit, you'll see that this is a Royal Diadem series, and this one was the original one, and that was the Royal Arms series. All right, well, that's pretty much all we have. We love to have you guys watch our channel. We love to read your comments. We don't give any value, so if you put a comment in saying how much is it worth, we don't respond to those ever. But you can certainly look at Numista or eBay or any of the websites. Just look up online, value of a 1987 United Kingdom pound or UK pound. It'll tell you what it's worth. And we're not going to tell you what it's worth and then have the price change, a day later or whatever. So just look it up if you want to know exactly what they're worth. But what I can tell you is these brilliant uncirculated ones, in the years what they didn't release, this year they did release circulating, but in 1986 they did not release any circulating coins. These are worth $8 to $10 minimum US, and more if they're in better shape, but also if they don't have the Incused legend on the edge, they are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. All right, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.